Hey, everybody, it's Wednesday, November 13th. I wanted to show you guys some of the changes to our little command center that we run the office with. So you've seen all of these pages. I talked about them last time, but for those of you who are new, just randomly pick one of these stocks here. So we've got the analyzer pages moved over, and if you haven't seen these before, we have links to the website, the SEC filings. We have the ability to add it to Pathfinder, which is our internal watch list tool, which I'll show you in a second. But here's everything related to the RS feeds and all their latest filings and stuff like that. And if you, so Pathfinder, we've just moved it over, but it's probably better if I show you on the old website because the styling is not quite perfect here. But we built out these, or this is how we have watch lists. So we have our state laid out, and like everything else, it's all color coded. And then we have the charts related to stocks that are in each of these states, and we can put notes and stuff in here. So this is how we do watch list. So here's everything that's been moved over, and I'll show you just for, like I said, we still haven't styled this yet, so we have to break this up into different positions so it'll actually look good on the new site, but eventually it'll be here. We've got transitions running. For those of you who actually subscribe to the web app, what this does is it finds stocks that in the last week have made a band change. So like, for example, ACID actually just left a band, and then here, American Coastal Insurance Company, they either did a fund, well, I can tell you right now from the stoplights, it looks like that they've converted debt into equity. So they've managed probably to sell warrants or something, that's my guess. So you can see that the stoplights have gone from yellow to green, and the band actually has shifted up. What else we got here? So this is a band, it actually lowered the band down. And so anyways, this is how we basically track and pay attention to stuff that's moved in the last week. And then we have our search tool, and when I post links to searches, it basically just sets these parameters for you. So if you're looking for an energy stock or whatever, you basically can tell it exactly what you want. And this actually searches based on our criteria. So you can filter by what we find important. Let me think of here. Let's look at this here. Let's try to find some stocks here. All right. So here, example, KPRX, they just filed an institutional ownership, a new 13G right here. So this basically allows me to sort by that. And I can tell it what kind of risk status I want. So if I'm looking for a clinical biotech, I'm looking for something that's green because I want something without debt. But if you're looking for a more mature company, a mid cap or even a blue chip stock, you're going to be looking for stuff that's got some sort of debt load. So you're looking for a yellow financial status. And if you're looking for a panic play, then you can look for orange, red, and black. But these are stocks that are more risk. You can also search by the state transitions if you want. So I just searched by institutional ownership, but if I want to sort by FST, is that going to be, yep. So we've got FBRX. This is the one that's here. It's still in green status. You can tell it's trading below the bands. Here's another one, Galacta. This is actually one that's in an alternative. They're looking for strategic alternatives. So this is one that's likely going to merge. You can see that they also just had institutional ownership right here. So you can tell that it actually must have failed this trial and it collapsed. And since then, a couple of people have bought it. So it's obviously setting up for something, but most likely what this is going to do is it's going to either in-license if it has enough cash. I'd have to look in cash and see what the cash value is, or it's going to do a merger. We just had a merger today, actually, or maybe it was yesterday that we traded. Here's another stock. This just did a merger. It moved, I think, 50 or 60% on the day with the merger news, and we get out of it. But it's the same sort of setup as Galactic. They had a failed trial. It was probably this phase 1B data, or there may have been another phase here that failed, but I'm pretty sure it was this phase 1B, the trial, that failed, and then it just sort of bled out. But anyway, so that's where we are. This is how far we've gotten. And you also, might as well just search for that one since it's here. We also keep track. Unfortunately, this takes a lot of data to store 8,000 ticker with, charts going all the way back. So we don't go all the way back to 2019 anymore. We only go back to around 2021. The start date depends, but so for XLO, here is the current chart. And if I want to go back in time, I can go back and see where it was at any moment in time. So this is where it was in, October 28th of 2022. So I can basically track through and find what the state was. So if something moves, I can go back and see whether we missed it or whether there was something else going on. But this isn't fully done yet. We're going to have to rebuild our document server. We're going to pull that off. I mean, that running that document server that no one uses is, kind of a waste of money. So we're gonna have to figure out a new way to produce documentation for this, but I might write another book, or we might just do it on YouTube. But anyways, that's where we are. That's just how far we've gotten. And we'll let you know as things progress. Oh, one thing I did want to show you is in the bid compliance, there's an interesting stock here, which is called KZR. And ignore this little hump here. It's bad data. That's not on us. Our data provider for price screwed that up. But this is a pretty interesting biotech. They've actually have changed course, and they are expecting early phase 2A, which is safety. There's no clinical efficacy here in the first half of 2025, and they have a lot of cash. So this stock recently reverse split, and it's showing up on the bid compliance that they should regain. They should have regained today. Here it is right here. So we expect them to announce that they've regained compliance. It's not particularly a low float, so that may or may not do anything, but it's just one to pay attention to in the future. All right, guys, have a good week.